Hey guys, and welcome to the second episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. So what you can see here, this episode is going to kind of be two things. It's going to be basically in the first episode I showed you, the basics of the game, how the game works. We did a couple things and whatnot. But this game is going to include all the stuff that you need to do in the first couple days, plus how to get your base going. And that's because building your base is really something you need to do as soon as possible. You really need to get this going, in the first couple days. So the first thing that I've done is I've preemptively gone ahead because of the whole time that it takes for all the construction. I'm going to cut all of that out basically, and I'm going to just have the stuff made in any of these future episodes so you don't have to sit and watch, because a lot of this game is sitting around waiting on things to make. That's a good thing, and it can seem like a bad thing to some people. You can build multiple constructors, split your materials between them, and decrease that time by half. Things like that. Or you can just go on about and doing other things while you're waiting on stuff to make and come back to it. There's many ways to deal with that. Right now, the very first things you need to make is this base starter kit. Those of y'all that are new to the game, or that have watched older tutorials, you will notice that in those tutorials they'll tell you to hit escape, have 25 hull blocks and hit escape and go up. That's no longer in the game. That's no longer part of the game. From now on, at least for now, and probably continuing, the way that you build bases, vessels, and whatnot is you have to actually build the starter block for it. So you build a base starter, which requires 1 core and 8 hull blocks. Now you start with a core. As you saw in my last episode, I destroyed mine. So I restarted and got my free core back. And there we go. You got a base starter. The next things that you definitely need to make to continue along before you even head over there and build your base are the core components you're going to need to run your base. And what you need minimum for your base to be in any way functional is you need a small fuel tank, a small generator, and a large constructor. There's absolutely no reason in putting your base up and starting building it until you've got at least these 3 things. These 3 things will give you a way to store fuel via fuel packs, a way to produce energy via a small generator, and this one will give you the ability to replace your constructor. And also the large constructor makes things that this regular constructor does not. The large constructor will then allow you to make your oxygen supply and your oxygen tanks for your base, so that you never have to come back over to this little ship again other than to tear it apart or to put an RCS and a few thrusters on it and drive it around. Yes, you can repair this ship that you start out, the escape pod. You can put an RCS on it, you can put some regular directional thrusters on it, you can literally fly it around. It's a small vessel. But we'll get back to that later. Final things that you need to have. One other thing that I highly suggest that you make is the food processor. Go ahead and make this here, because you start with enough materials. I did not have to go mine anything or do anything. You start with enough materials to make you a better gun, which is the assault rifle. I made 250 ammunition. I then made all of these components and a cargo box, which is the storage box, the little storage boxes in the side of the vehicle that you get all the free stuff at the beginning. I made all of this stuff with just the stuff that they start you out with. So you have plenty of stuff to make all this stuff, to transition over to where you want to be, buy your water generator, your oxygen generator, and then you can start building your base. But go ahead and make all this stuff while you're standing here by your ship, and then head over there. So let's go on over there, and we're going to head over to this water area. It's highly suggested that you build near the water. That way you're building near your oxygen generator, and you're going to build a water generator. You need to get one of those built soon too and put into the water. So you can see there I built my oxygen generator over here. So I'm going to build my starter base thingy here. So you go into tab, or I set my inventory to tab. It's just closer. I don't like to move my left hand all over the keyboard to do stuff. So I'm going to set that up. Now if I go down to it, you'll see I'll get this fancy blue box. And it doesn't want you to let you build anywhere on the land. So you got to come out here to the water. and you find you a spot in the water, a nice little spot like so, and then you just left click. And there you go. We've got our base core. If you hit J to turn your jetpack on, you can climb up on top of it. You can look around. You start with this little 3x3x1 base core. Now you need some of these guys, these regular gray hull blocks that you made earlier to do stuff or whatnot that were available. You had to have some to make the core. But you make extra because these are what you build your base out of. And you can't build out here on the ground. You have to actually touch the baseline anywhere on the base, and then you can just extend out as far as you want to. So I'm going to extend out. We're going to go like so. Be careful because building is a little wonky. And then it's a little bit like Trove. You can go straight in a line as far as you want to go and build. So I'm just building, what I do is build a flat platform. Now my base is going to be this huge base. It's going to have a lot more to it, but I just build a flat platform like so, and then I can start putting my stuff down. So I can grab my fuel tank, I can grab my generator, I can grab my large constructor, I can grab my food processor, I can put the cargo box up here, and now we can start placing stuff. So let's go ahead and put the fuel tanks up, and we'll put them there for now. And we need the generator somewhere, so we'll put it over there for now. We need the constructor. We can turn it around with home and end. We'll rotate it. We'll put it, let's see, where's a convenient piece to put it? We'll put it right dead in the flat in the middle. And then we've got this little guy right here, the food processor. We can turn it around so that it's facing us. We'll put it right next to it. Yeah, why not? And then, if we've got any storage things, we'll put it right over here. Right there. And now we can go into the constructor, and we don't have any materials because they're all back over at the base. But this base is fully functional. This base will work. So if we come over here to this energy cooler, energy tank, and we put some of these power things into it, you'll notice it turns on. It lights up. That means it's got fuel in it. Now I can hit Y, and that will make the generator start spinning. There it goes. Now this base has power. Anything you place on this base will receive power. There's no power cabling, no coupling, no anything that has to go in any direction in order to feed power to anything. You just basically build it on the base. So now this works. This works. I can store in there. So let's see, I don't need this stuff on me right now. We can put them in there because I'm just waiting on them to rot. Once them rot, then I can use that spoiled food to make the growing things. This, actually, what I can do, the smarter thing with this, while waiting on stuff to rot, is just to put it in the food processor. Because once it rots, it'll rot, and you can move it over into the spoiled food thing, and then you can use the spoiled food to do what is very, very, very important right now. There's two things after you get this done that you must do. Do you see that Promethium deposit? You need to go over there, and you need to mine that as fast as possible. There will be a little mob that'll come up and try and attack you. It takes about 12 or 13 shots with your pistol to kill it. If you've been smart like me and you made the assault rifle, you've got this cool assault rifle that you can hold right click and zoom in. You can mouse wheel forward and backward to zoom in even more. So you can just lay him down real quick before the scorpion ever gets you. It's this ugly green scorpion. You can't miss it when you start heading to the Promethium deposit. It'll spawn a little bit further past the Promethium deposit and start coming towards the Promethium deposit. And you just nuke him fast. Alright, also, while running back and forth between your base and the escape pod, you'll see these little guys right here. You need to pick these up. You just hit the key, the T key, or the F. I've got it to F. But the T key to pick these up. These are fibers. You need fibers to make those little ground growing blocks. So you need like 2 or 3 per. So you just pick these up. But as you can see, each fiber gives you 3. So it doesn't take very long to get a bunch of them. In fact, there's 2 more right there. You can see them off in the distance. They've got this funky little yellow gray look. Like right there's another one off in the distance. And then this is one close up. So we come back over to the ship. I already mined the Promethium deposit because I didn't want to really include that into this. And I'm going to put some more power in here so the ship will keep running. And as you can see, I'm converting that Promethium into pellets. Now, it looks like I've got a butt ton of Promethium pellets. I do. I went over there and I mined up 98 Promethium ore. As you can see, I've got 4 left, and it's doing that. Well, after I mined up that 98 Promethium ore, that makes 980 of these Promethium pellets, because each ore makes 10 pellets. But it takes 10 pellets to make 1 fuel pack. So 98 ore will be 98 fuel cells, as you can see. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting on these to finish up, which it should be about 4 more. And I'm going to start grabbing all of these other materials that don't need to be in here. Because yes, we're moving back over to the base. We don't need to be here anymore, except for right now to come fill up our oxygen. So there we go. So we're just going to get a couple more of these because I'm down to 1. So I'm going to wait just a minute. 6. And I'm sorry, you'll make double that. So you'll make double the ore. You get 2 fuel packs per ore. 1 ore makes 10 pellets. 10 pellets makes 2 of these. So basically 1 ore makes 2 fuel packs. All right, that's plenty for right now. While I'm here, I'm going to come around over here and fill up my fuel or my oxygen. I showed you guys that in the first episode. You go into here, you put your oxygen tanks in there. You need about 2, maybe 3 at most if you're completely out of oxygen to fill your oxygen up. And then you just step into that right there area and it'll automatically fill your O2 up. So we've got all these materials. We're going to head back over here to the base, picking up any fiber we run across. That wasn't fiber. I couldn't tell because my gun's out. I like to not have a weapon out, to be honest with you, because then you can see really well. Like, there's a fiber. Picking up this fiber, because after you get your base built, after you get that Promethium deposit done, you've taken care of 2 of your core things. Number 1, you've got a way to produce energy, which is you have to always make sure that you maintain energy. You've already, in the previous episode, we put down our O2 generator, so we're producing oxygen. The last thing that we need to survive forever in this game and never have a problem is the food processor so that we can make food. Now, there are multiple ways to survive on food. Number 1, I can come over here, zoom in on this fat guy, reload, of course, and we could just nuke these guys and just run around killing these guys, and then we'll give you raw meat. You can take said raw meat over to the food processor, put it inside, and make any of these 3 meat products. Actually, there's 4. You can make a ham, a salami, a ribs, and a grilled steak. They all take the same amount of time to cook. They all replenish the same amount of food, and they all are exactly the same in every detail, except the salami has a perish time of 70 minutes, and everything else is 25, 35, 25, whatnot. Notice my power? It just started going dark. That's what it was. Never mind. So you put these in your food processor, and then you make some salami. I suggest you always, if you're using meats right now, you make salami. When you get to metal and you throw some metal in here and you want to make some canned meat heals you for 170. Takes 1 meat, 1 tomatoes, and you need a purified water. So you need the water purifier or water generator in order to get free purified waters, and then you need some metal plates. I eventually transition into making these 2, but right now at the start you can make these guys, and they will heal you for 100 food. I keep saying heal, but they will replenish 100 of your food. And you can eat these like so. You just hover it. It'll say down in the bottom right that you're using salami. You can hover it. Also, notice how if I'm working up here, that big guy right there couldn't get to me. That's one of them big tentacle guys. So let's go kill him. Let me turn my jumpsuit off so I can sprint a little. We're going to sprint away from him and reload. Just sprinting away from these guys and you'll leave them in your dust. Done. Looky there, there's 3 more salami for us. So we got, for the next 70 minutes, we'll have enough food. and without having to eat our emergency rations. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, well, I've got emergency rations, it don't matter. Them emergency rations are freaking gold. You do not want to eat these until you absolutely have to. If you do have to eat one of these, you want to wait until your food goes all the way down and it flashes and it says you're starving, and then you eat it, because that 500 units of food that it will replenishes your entire bar. These things are like high dollar commodities. This is freaking steak. You know, I mean, not this crappy steak. This is like gourmet. So you don't want to eat them until you have to. That's what I'm trying to get out to you. 10-4. All right, so we're going to set up to make 3 more salami. And we are getting into the dark time. Now, the dark time is bad time for some, but not necessarily for us, because we can come over here into this guy, and we can throw all of our stuff back in there that we don't want to carry around. Actually, I need them. These guys need to be down here. That guy needs to be down here. That. And we've got good. Now, if I come over here to the food generator, I can put these fiber in here. I can put a couple of the bottled water that you start with in here. You come down some. What do we need for this? We need some rock dust. So if you come over here, you go to your commodities or components, you can see that we can make some rock dust. So I'm going to make as much as I can, but I don't know. It's not going to make that much. I've only got 40 crushed stone, so it's only going to make like 8. So 4 times 8, 32 or so of them. Or no, 80 of them. So we're going to take those 30 rock dust, we're going to put them in here, and now I can start making these nutrient solutions. Nutrient solutions are required to make the growing plot. Nutrient solutions are also required to double up all your crops. So we're going to make, we can make 2 right now. While those 2 are making, I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to set up, we need to get a water generator going right here. Water generator gives you the purified water that you need in order to make your crop stuff, to do food stuff. So the only purpose that it's got is for stuff in the food processor, but it is still a very important thing to get going. So we need to make a computer and a control device. So we need a control device for the computer, so we'll make 2 control devices. Now we need 2 electronics. Yeah, I know I'm going to cut most of this out. Any of the big processes, you know, the big construction queues and building and stuff, I'll cut out. But for the majority of the episodes, I'll just do the basic stuff here. I'm going to try and preemptively get everything made that we need. This will probably be the only thing that you'll get to see me craft. And let's see, we need 1 motor. So you come into here, you look to see what you need for a motor. I need an electronic. You have to kind of work backwards, because see the metal components and the cables that I'm going to use to make the motor? This, I might have made them already, you know, just for the water thing, so I might have to go make some more. We'll see. Yeah, see there, it used up the metal components to make the motor that I needed for that. So you just make 3 more, that gives you back 6. If you notice on a lot of these things, it'll say copper ingot, silicon ingot, and then how many it produces, you know, what it uses, how many it gives you. So for 1 copper ingot, I get 2 cables down there in the bottom under output count. All right, so let's make a water generator. Another thing that I did not mention that they've changed in the recent patch is when you're making these devices that I told you to make for your base, like you notice there's 2 fuel tanks. There's actually 3, but there's in the other crafter, the other constructor, there would be 2 fuel tanks. You'd be able to make a fuel tank and then a small fuel tank. You don't have to memorize what goes where. If you look up here in the top left, it says objects for bases have a red dot. Objects for capital vessels have a yellow dot. Objects for small vessels have a green dot. Objects for ground vehicles have a blue dot. We're building a base, so we need to make these components that have the red dot. Notice the food processor has a red dot. We made this small generator with a red dot. We made this fuel tank with a red dot. If you accidentally make this fuel tank, you cannot use that fuel tank until you build either a small vessel or a ground vessel. It will not let you place it on this base platform. So you must make sure that you make the right stuff. And you just basically, when you're building with your base, you want to check and make sure that it's got a red dot. As long as it's got a red dot, you can use it on the base. If it has no dot, that means that you can use it anywhere off the base. So we made our water generator. There it is. We're going to take it, we're going to put it in here, and we'll take it back here, and we'll dump it off right next to this other one. If it'll let you build it, it will work. Okay? That's the simple fact of the matter. I've built generators completely underwater. I've built them all the way up on the very edge of the shore. If you can build it, the generator will work. So you build it, hit F, put a couple fuel cells in it, and then a couple more. Go to our water deal. It doesn't have any power, or oxygen thing rather. So now we're making oxygen, and this will make, every 2 minutes, just like the other, it will make a purified water bottle. So we're going to come back up here. I'm going to take and go inside here, because I'm tired of this dark crap. And what we'll do is we'll make a couple hull blocks, about 2 of them. Actually, we'll make 4 of them. And then we're going to go into here. And let's see, I need 2, 3, 4, I need 2 glass plates. So we come in here, and I'm going to make 2 glass plates. And then you come into this last tab, and right here is a light that you can make. So I'm going to make a couple lights, 1 for each side of the building here. We're going to take these guys. And 1. You can try and use this portable work light, but it's a piece of crap. And really difficult because you have to keep moving it. It's real bright in one direction, but no other. The best way to do it is like what I'm about to show you. You just take and come all the way over here to the edge somewhere. You can do it right here off the edge. We'll have to make 1 more block. Like so. Put 2 blocks there. Take your light, put your light right there. Guess, oh, looky there, we got some light. So you can come over here somewhere. Build you a block. I need 1 more. So give me 1 more base block. These are quick to make too, these whole blocks. They're incredibly fast. You come over here and you just kind of jump up. Basic lights. There we go. And then you put the light up there. And then we got some more light. And you can do 3 or 4 of these around your workstation or whatever so that you can see rather decently in the dark. Don't expect to craft too much in the dark, but you'll at least be able to see in the dark. But that's your general, I mean, I know that you guys are looking and thinking, oh, well, why'd you just throw all your stuff? What if you want to move it? All right. The trick to this game, anything you place, so long as you have inventory space when you destroy it, you will get the components. Now, you only get the base components, but you will get all of the base components back. The only components you will not return are the metal components, and that's a bug. It's got to be a bug. The metal components you don't always get back. Sometimes you get them back, sometimes you don't. I know this. If you destroy like a generator, right here, large constructor, see how it takes 10 metal components to make that? If you make a large constructor and you destroy it, you will get back 2 computers, 2 control devices, 5 electronics, 2 motors, and 4 pipes, and 4 cables. You will not get back the 10 metal components. Now, I think that that's a bug, because if you destroy the blocks, you do get back. And in fact, here we'll prove it. Basically, we'll make a couple blocks and then destroy them. So as you can see, this block takes 2 metal plates to make. I have no metal plates in my inventory. So we're going to take and we're going to place this block, and we'll place another block. Now, another thing that you need to make at some point in time when you start building your base is one of these remove and repair tool. You can make it in your basic constructor on the ship. It's right here. This is how you now remove blocks and repair blocks on your base, is with a remove and repair tool. You do not use the drill anymore like you will have seen in other Let's Plays and older videos on this game. The drill, you can sit here and charge on this forever, it will do nothing. They have implemented a new tool called the remove and repair tool. You use this tool to remove blocks. Also make some ammo for it. I preemptively did, but you can make the charges out of here also. You just scroll down right there, remove and repair charge. It takes approximately 4 shots, sometimes 5. And also be ready to right-click to repair. Left-click destroys, right-click repairs. Now look at my inventory. There's the metal plates. Now when I hit this one again, there's the other metal plates. So as you see, you get your stuff back when you destroy things. You just don't get all of the components back all the time. So that's why it doesn't matter where you put your stuff at the beginning. Just build a nice little platform somewhere off the side and do that. And then start your base, you know, like build a little section off over. You want this little square inside your base, so that way it's protected. Because if you destroy that, the whole base, it doesn't know you anymore. You can't build on it anymore. That's the core of the base. But then you would start building your base out that way and out that way and get your base all built up. And then you can always come back after you've built rooms, which you will see in the next episode. I have actually built a base, and I will show you some of the basics of what you can do in one of these places when I load my base. But you can do all that and get all, actually it'll be towards the middle of the next episode, because the beginning of the next episode we're going to cover farming. But once you get all of this built, your base built, and all of that good stuff done, then you can come back and you can destroy this stuff and put it in there. Now, so long as you've left your escape pod okay, you'll be okay. I highly suggest, though, that you remake all of this stuff first. Then you place it in your base again, and then you destroy this stuff. That way you're not in trouble. If you've already, like if I go over right now and I shred that escape pod, which I can, after I need to build an oxygen thing, which you can build. It's right, let's see. That is actually the next thing on the list to build. You know, as far as all this goes, is you need to build the oxygen station and some bigger O2 tanks, which they're not too bad to build. I mean, I need what? 3 computers and total of 3 computers, 3 control devices, a few metal components, and some cables to make both of them. So, I mean, it's really cheap to make all these. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to need 5 of those because I need 1 for each computer. What do I need for the computers? Metal components and electronics. So, what? How many electronics? 1 or 2? Electronics 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need some metal components, so we'll make 10 of those, and then 2 of those. And then I think if we need pipes, we can make some more pipes, but we'll see. And then you come back over here and you keep looking. You see, okay, there's the O2 station. I need 3 computers, that metal components, and so I'm gonna need maybe more some cables, whatever. But you just work it out. You work it out and you build them. As soon as I build them metal components, I'll be able to build that one, no doubt. And then I'll try and build that one. And if I still need a few more parts, then I can put a few more parts in there and make that one. But this video's getting long for a little base thing. So once you get your oxygen center up over here, though, which I'm going to pause real quick and go ahead and let it finish crafting, and then I'll place it. So I'll be right back. Give me just a second. All right, guys, we've got it built. So here we go. Let's go ahead and place it. We'll place it. We'll place the O2 right back there because them are the 2 things that we need to put stuff in. And then we'll put the oxygen dealio right here. We'll build it right there. All right, so now if you go in here and you put some of these guys in here, now you can just walk right over here and you'll start filling up your oxygen. There we go, fantastic. All right, so we now have a fully functional base. We do not need anything else. We can now go and destroy the escape pod and get back all of those components. So, or you can just use it, you can fix it and use it as another small vessel. It's up to you what you want to do with it. That's the cool thing about the game, is you can do anything you want. Another thing that I did not show, let me turn off this. As far as food goes, if you start getting hungry, and you don't have any other food, you can't kill them guys because you're out of bullets or whatever, and you're just struggling for a moment. These little guys right here, now these are called corn dogs. You can hit F to pick them up. They'll go into your inventory. Watch my food. You can eat these. Corn dogs are safe to eat. There you go. But you saw, it only gives you back a little bit. So you have to scrounge around. You can get lucky and find a bunch of them all along the water and out and about. So grab them if you need them. If you're running through somewhere and you pass a corn dog, right there's 2 right there. I'm running to go get iron. You might as well pick these guys up while you're running through, because you can just real quickly, they last for like 30 minutes. So you can just quickly take and put them in your bar and then keep running. You know, just keep running and then just eat them as you're running along. You know, to fill back some food. No sense in wasting the good food when you don't have to. But all right, we're over 30 minutes, so that's going to be the end of this episode. The next one, we're going to cover how to get a farm going and get started with that. And then about midway or whenever I finish with that, because it's not a very long discussion, we'll jump into my base and I'll show you what my base looks like now on my stream server. We've been playing this multiplayer on stream for the last 2 days, which is kind of why you missed out on, there wasn't a Let's Play yesterday. We got so caught up in that. But, you know, if you want to come watch me play live, come to www.twitch.tv/Inzainia, and I will be playing there playing something every day. I stream there all day, every day, just about. And I throw my videos up on YouTube. Love to get more of you in there, hanging out. We're having some fun. We get 4 or 5 people in there, maybe a dozen at times. But would like to have more in there hanging out, chatting, talking about games and stuff. So you feel free to come on in. If you own the game, from that Twitch channel, you'll be given access. You can come in and play around on the server for a little while we're playing, if we're playing this. We play mini games. But yeah, I hope to see you there. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.